Lobster is the most popular dish in main dining. The ship goes through about 2,100 pounds of lobster tails every week. Finally, the food heads upstairs to the main galley. The ship's biggest kitchen is broken down by categories: desserts, bread, cold food, and hot food. In dessert, chefs whip up cakes, chocolates, and 100 different types of pastries.
So good evening guys, welcome to another vlog, another reaction video. Gabang Larida Vlogs here. So natapos na tayo sa kung sino yung may pinakamalaking barko sa buong mundo, sa pinakamalaking cruise ship sa buong mundo. Then ipakita ko na rin sa inyo kung ano yung interior ng Symphony of the Seas, yung pinakamalaking cruise ship sa buong mundo. Ngayon, pasukin naman natin yung kanilang operation sa loob, kung paano sila kabisi magpakain ng 6,600 passengers sa kanilang cruise ship. So every day yon, dinner time. Okay, so pasukin natin and then makikita nyo rin kung paano ang operation nila on board during meal time, dinner time. So dito sa video na to, makikita nyo rin kung ano yung nature ng trabaho ko, yung dati kong trabaho sa barko, sa cruise ship din. Kasi ako, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, sa mga bago pa lang dito sa channel ko, bali nagtatrabaho ko sa isang luxury cruise ship. So ipapakita ko sa inyo, i-explain ko rin sa inyo yung nature ng trabaho ko before dito sa video na to, kung paano yung operations. So yeah, sa mga hindi pa nakapag-subscribe, pindutin nyo na yung subscribe button and then yung notification bell na rin para sa mga future uploads natin. Lalong-lalo na kino-cover natin ngayon yung mga cruise ships, pinakamalaking cruise ships, kung ano interior nila, kung ano operations nila sa loob ng cruise ships. Subscribe na sa ating channel and then yeah, proceed na tayo sa video. Alright?
Every week, over 6,600 people vacation aboard the world's largest cruise ship.
So 6,600 passengers every day ang pinapakain sa barko na to. Grabe. So imagine niyo na lang kung gaano ka-busy dito palagi, lalo na sa kitchen or galley. Di ba?
And all those people need to eat 3, 4, 8 times a day.
4 times a day pwede na, 5 times, pero pag 8 times a day, matindi na talaga gutom mo nun. Di ba?
You have to calculate that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus snacks, plus at night, plus all 24-hour food all around. And that never stops.
Ship kitchens run 24/7, manned by a culinary team of more than 1,000 people. They dish out over 30,000 meals every single day. And they do it all from compact kitchens on a rocking ship. So how does all this food make it to the plate? We'll start on the loading dock on a Saturday.
So dito na ngayon magsisimula yung operations. Loading day, or embarkation day, or turnaround day. So dito magsisimula yung pagpasok ng mga deliveries sa barko. Yung ino-order ng inventory manager. So tingnan natin kung paano sila mag-conduct ng loading o yung loading operations nila.
This is turnaround day, when all new food is delivered to deck 2.
This is basically a place that you would not like to be on turnaround day when we are loading.
Itong trabaho ni Jared Di Silva, ito yung dati kong trabaho sa cruise ships, sa aming company. Bali 10 years ko nang ginawa tong trabaho na to. So yung inventory manager na ito. So ang trabaho ng inventory manager, bali gagawa ng orders according to consumptions ng barko. Depende kung saan naka-station yung barko. Kung halimbawa nasa Europe, madali umorder. Kung halimbawa nasa Asia, medyo mahirap umorder dahil yung mga containers galing pa sa US. So, kailangan talaga ang inventory manager talagang focus sa kanyang mga stocks, monitoring of stocks. Kailangan hindi maubusan ng mga importanteng items. Yung mga local fresh produce, madali lang dahil local lang yon. Anytime pwede kayong umorder sa bawat puerto. Pero syempre, pangit din yung kung palagi kang umorder. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo ginagawa ng maayos yung trabaho mo. So yung trabaho yung inventory manager na to, ito yung old job ko na tinrabaho ko ng naka-experience ako ng ganitong klase ng position 10 years ko na trabaho ito. So yeah,
it's busy, super busy.
That's Jarrett. He orders food for the ship's 23 different restaurants. Every week, Jarrett's got a $1 million shopping budget.
so sila $1 million ang budget nila sa 7 days lang kasi 7-day cruise lang itong Royal Caribbean. Kadalasan sa cruise nila is 7-day cruise. Ngayon, $1 million yung kanyang budget, magsimula sa fresh produce, dairy, frozen items, including na yan, mga meat, and mga frozen vegetables, and marami pa sa mga dry items na rin, dairy. So, hindi pa kasali doon yung non-food items, yung mga consumables, gaya ng mga toilet papers, mga chemicals, and then yung mga printed matters, and many others, galley equipment. So, $1 million ang kanilang budget sa 7-day cruise. So samantalang sa amin, kasi sila 6,600 passengers sila. So sa amin nasa 640 passengers lang kami, 640 guests. So ang budget ko lang sa pag-order, kasi yung mga pagkain namin, yung mga in-order ko sa barko namin is mga ibang quality ng pagkain, ibang quality ng mga brands din, matataas na quality. So depende kung ilang guest ang on board. So nagbabase rin yun sa order mo kung gaano karami yung guest. Pero kadalasan kasi, most of the time kasi, lagi kaming puno. So nagbabase doon yung budget ko sa pag-order, yung allowance ko sa pag-order sa mga next cruises. So, yeah.
All of that is just for 7 days of food. Sometimes Jarrett will tweak his orders based on who's coming aboard. More kids means more chicken fingers.
That's how the operation runs. So we monitor it on a daily basis, what has been used, what has not been used, and then we adjust our orders accordingly. But by and large, being in Miami, having the same number of people, it's almost the same every cruise.
So tama yung sinabi ng inventory manager nila, dahil sila pabalik-balik lang sila sa Miami, so 7-day cruise, so almost copy-paste lang yung kanilang yung orders. Unlike sa mga nagwo-world cruise, kaya ng aming company, palipat-lipat kami ng area, so hindi namin malalaman in every cruise yung kung ilang day cruise ito. May 21-day cruise, may 14-day cruise, may 23, 28, minsan may 30-day cruise pa. So, hindi mo makontrol yung consumptions kasi nga, depende rin sa lugar kung saan kayo pupunta. Especially yung logistics naman, hindi mo masabi kasi minsan, o-order kami ng 2 months in advance. So, ang mangyayari dito, 2 months in advance ka, mahirap i-monitor yung consumption kasi iba yung consumption ngayon, and then sa next month, baka mag-iba ang consumption, depende sa mga pasahero, sa guest ninyo. So, medyo mahirap, pero okay din naman, kahit paano.
On turnaround day, 30 trucks arrive at Miami Port. They're carrying 500 pallets worth of inventory, and all that has to be loaded onto the ship by 4 p.m.
Any delay in our operation can hamper the sail away of the ship, which is again a big logistic requirement.
So sila 6,600 passengers, 30 containers, so 40-foot container itong niluloading nila every turnaround day. Sa amin nga maximum of 5-6 containers lang. Pero syempre gaya ng sinabi niya, kailangan within the day matapos yung loading. Mag-start ka ng 8 o'clock, 8:30 ng umaga. Kasi normally yung alis ng barko, yung sail away ng barko nasa 6 o'clock. So dapat 4 pa lang tapos ka na, o 5 pa lang tapos ka na, kasi mahirap din yung may allowance ka lang ng 1 hour na allowance. Siyempre yung preparation, yung linisan nun, lalo na sa puerto, sa mga port kung saan ka mag-loading, hindi kayo dapat mag-iwan ng mga basura. So kailangan minamadali yung paglo-loading. So ganun ka tindi ang pressure pag naglo-loading.
Over 600,000 pounds of food and drinks are provisioned for just 1 week of sailing. Once on board, everything is moved along the ship's secret highway. This is I-95, and it runs the entire length of the ship, on deck 2.
We separate all the stores to the different locations that they are supposed to go. We have about 20 different storerooms divided into freezers, fridges, walk-in fridges, and rice stores.
Seafood, meat, vegetables, and fruit are all divided and stored in separate fridges.
If you come towards the end of the cruise, this box will be almost empty with a few fruits that are needed for 2 more days, which we keep as backup stock.
There are also 6 freezers. That's where the 700 pounds of ice cream that'll be eaten each week are stored.
So guys, din dito, yung mga niloloading nyo, hindi lang basta-basta pagpasok ng pallets o paleta, basta ka na lang pasok ng pasok sa mga storerooms. Hindi, nakaseparate yung poultry, nakaseparate yung fresh, yung frozen vegetables, frozen fruits and vegetables, nakaseparate yung frozen fish and seafoods, nakaseparate din yung meat, nakaseparate yung dry, nakaseparate yung fresh produce. So, talagang busy yung area sa loading, lalo na marami kami mga machineries gaya ng mga electric pallet jacks, yung makikita nyo parang forklift sa load ng barko, ganon katindi. So, dapat talagang matindi, ingat lang talaga sa paglo-loading dahil minsan masagasaan ka ng mga ganon, di ba? So, yung area na yun, dapat walang ibang makapasok doon tuwing loading except sa aming mga naglo-loading. Yung mga storekeepers ko, yung mga tumutulong sa amin sa paglo-loading. Kasi hindi kaya ng provision team lang yun. May tulong sa galley, may tulong sa restaurant, and may tulong din sa housekeeping pag naglo-loading. So, sa kanila, meron silang ice cream kasi may frozen ice cream sila sa barko nila. Samantalang kami, tinanggal na namin yung frozen ice cream at ginagawa na lang namin fresh yung ice cream on board. Ang tawag namin gelato. Alright?
Dry goods are stored down on deck 1.
Full of spices, full of chocolate in this storeroom, coffee. It's nice to be in this storeroom.
An elevator gets the food downstairs. Jared's team checks all of the food for quality control every day. If produce is ripening faster than expected, they try to work it into another meal. For example, overripe broccoli could go into broccoli cheddar soup instead of being tossed. Once inventory is stored, restaurants on upper decks put in food orders with Jared. Chefs will come downstairs, pick up their order, and cart it away to be cooked. That's where this guy comes in.
Any food on board this beautiful ship, anything you eat, is my responsibility. Wherever you have beautiful potato fry, it's mine. Rice is mine. Pate is mine. Pastry is mine. Salad, shrimp, wherever you eat it, is my responsibility.
Rijo's team of 280 chefs run the kitchens 24/7. Each chef works 10 to 12-hour days. Contracts typically last 4 months without a single day off.
Some of the people start to working for 8 o'clock in the morning, all the way to 2 o'clock, take a break, come back again 5 o'clock, finish by 9:30. Then other group start to working 10 o'clock in the night, all the way to 10 o'clock in the morning. So we cover day and night productions.
Chefs on board cook up nearly 100 different menus every week. All the menus are developed at Royal Caribbean's Miami headquarters. And every week, chefs stick to the same rotation of menus, cooking up everything from racks of lamb to hand-rolled sushi. The food has to be diverse to match Symphony of the Sea's international passengers, vacationing at all kinds of price points.
We try to please everybody and to make sure that everybody find what you're looking for.
All the cooking happens in 36 kitchens, or galleys as they're called on a ship. There are 12 specialty restaurants on board, costing up to $50 a person. And each of those restaurants has its own small galley. In those tight quarters, chefs crank out the same menu every day. At Jamie's Italian, it's fresh pasta. At Hooked, it's over 2,000 oysters, shucked per cruise. But the largest amount of food is reserved for the main dining room, which spans 3 decks and serves up to 6,000 people a night. Eating here is included in your ticket. Before food heads up to the main galleys, it starts in one of the prep kitchens, off I-95. There's a butcher shop.
Butcher, good morning. Yes, sir. These are the gentlemen looking after all the meat cuts.
The butcher goes through about 15,000 pounds of beef and 9,700 pounds of chicken each week. There's also a veggie cutting room and a fish thawing box.
So dito sa barko na to, nakikita ko na masyadong maraming trabaho pagdating sa butchery. So dito, hindi ko lang alam kung ilang yung butchers nila. Meron silang head butcher, merong butcher para sa poultry, merong butcher para sa fish. So yung bawat butcher sa areas na yon, may kanya-kanya silang assistants, pero may head butcher talaga sila. So ganun katindi ang operation dito sa production dito sa malaking barko na to sa Symphony of the Seas.
Lobster is the most popular dish in main dining. The ship goes through about 2,100 pounds of lobster tails every week. Finally, the food heads upstairs to the main galley. The ship's biggest kitchen is broken down by categories: desserts, bread, cold food, and hot food. In dessert, chefs whip up cakes, chocolates, and 100 different types of pastries. Over in the bread bakery, they make 40 different kinds of bread from all over the world, all from scratch. But the real hustle comes just before the dinner rush. 6,000 hungry passengers in the main dining room. Remember Rijo? Before dinner prep starts, he has to approve all the dishes.
Good afternoon. How are you, Chef? Good.
Rijo tries each dish and gives his critiques.
So ganito ang trabaho ng head chef, executive chef sa malalaking barko, lalo na dito sa kanila sa Royal Caribbean dahil ang dami nilang outlets. So ang head chef o executive chef, siya yung gumagawa ng menus sa buong cruise na yon. Tapos pinapa-aprubahan niya yan sa head office, yung kanilang sa mga culinary manager nila sa shoreside. So once na ma-approve na yung kanilang menus sa cruise na yon, so magkakaroon ng menu briefing yan. So binibigyan ng menus yung bawat outlets, pati yung provisions, kasi dapat chine-check din yan ng provision master and then yung assistant provision master o inventory manager yung mga gagamiting mga items sa mga susunod na cruises, na cruise na yon. Kasi hindi pwedeng nasa menu yung isang nasa menu tapos wala palang items na available sa provisions, so palpak yon. Hindi pwede yon kasi minsan na-print na yung menu, na ibigay na sa pasahero, so then ma-discover pala na hindi available yung item na yon doon sa menu na yon, so hindi pwede yon. Kaya diyan lagi yung assistant provision master sa storekeepers kasama sa menu briefing in advance ng mga chefs. So dito sa kanila ang daming outlets, so merong executive chef and then sa bawat outlets merong head chef, bawat outlets na yon. Pero under sila lahat ng executive chef sa barko. Itong executive chef, yung pinaka-head nila sa lahat ng mga chef sa buong barko, siya responsible sa lahat sa paggawa ng mga menus at sa lahat ng, for example, may mga palpak sa galley o kitchen. So, executive chef ang responsible sa mga the rest ng mga chefs na nagtatrabaho sa barko. Alright?
A little bit more perno, a little bit more gal, a little bit more herbs. Very, very good. So this is what aioli. Aioli, we need to put a little bit more for today. You can see, Chef, how we look. Take a note, don't forget.
So dito sa video na to, makikita nyo, magtataka siguro kayo kung anong ginagawa ng chef dito. Bali ito yung menu tasting. Kumbaga tinitikman ng executive chef yung luto nila, yung kanilang menu sa dinner o lunch ba. Pero mainly kasi dinner ang pinaka-importante sa barko. Nandun lahat yung busy lahat ng mga tao sa barko pag dinner time. So tinitikman ng chef kung ano yung kung lahat ng mga menus na yon na piniprepare ng kanyang mga tauhan, ng kanyang mga head chef o yung mga chef de partie o mga kumi chef de partie. So tinitikman yon para kahit parang nag-serve sa mga pasahero, so approve na sa chef yon yung flavor na yon. Saka para madagdagan pa kung ano pang problema, kung ano pa yung kulang, kung kulang ba sa lasa, kung maalat ba o ano, ma-adjust pa before dinner. So normally yung mga menu tasting nasa 5:30 yan ng hapon ginagawa.
That's what we're talking about. Beautiful, beautiful. You know how many channels so we already grew up? That's great. Chef, thank you so much. much, and thank you so much, and look forward to have a beautiful night tonight. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.
Chefs take his notes and get cooking.
So, dadagdag ko lang about to sa food tasting. So, after ng magkaroon ng menu tasting ng executive chef sa mga kusinero niya, sa mga chefs niya, magkaroon pa siya ng menu briefing sa mga maitre d' o restaurant managers. Maitre d's, and then mga waiters, and then mga runners, especially sa mga waiters, sa mga assistant maitre d's. Kasi nga, kailangan din malaman ng mga maitre d's or restaurant manager or waiters yung kanilang siniserve. Kasi dapat i-explain yan habang siniserve mo sa pasahero. Hindi lang yung basta lapag ka lang ng plato dyan. Siyempre, kailangan i-explain mo sa mga guest ninyo, pasahero, kung anong yung siniserve sa kanila. Yan mostly sa lahat naman ganun eh. Pero sa kasi sa aming company, talagang detalyado yung pag-explain ng pagkain, paglapag ng pagkain sa mesa.
Chefs can see a tally of each dish ordered up on screens. The system also keeps track of how much inventory is used. In the cold room, salads and appetizers like carpaccio come together. In the hot room, chefs dish out soups, sauces, sides, and mains.
We have the two kinds of chefs. Chefs working here on the line, which is close to me, plating up, and chefs on the stove cooking. So everything we do is in batch cooking. So basically, we grill a steak there, we pass it over to the pass. The person on the pass is plating it up to the requested temperature. That means always that the guests are getting fresh food, and from an operational point, we don't have any overproduction.
So, sa nakikita ninyo dito sa video na to, kung paano nila i-serve yung pagkain galing sa gali. Pero akala nyo, ganyan, no? Relax lang. Hindi ganon. Sa talagang operation, talagang dinner time o dinner operations, talagang hindi. Matinding kaguluhan na nandiyan sa kusina, nandiyan sa gali. Marami kang sigawan na maririnig. Talagang chaotic, kumbaga, yung sistema.
Finally, waiters delivered those dishes to hungry passengers out in main dining. Between the chefs, inventory crew, waiters, and dishwashers, it takes a team of 1,085 people to keep this massive operation going. Together, they cook nearly 11 million meals each year, and they're doing it all on a moving ship.
The ship is rocket, then all the equipment is built to the ship rocket. Then in whatever moment, maybe the ship move, somebody don't put one brake in one trolley, and you see the trolley flying away. And happen. That's why all the cooks always be the attention with that.
But if crew members are doing their job right, passengers won't even know any of it's happening.
So, ganun ang operation, ganun sila magpakain ganun ka-busy ang operation sa cruise ships. Lalo na dito sa may Royal Caribbean. I think ito ay Symphony of the Seas. Itong barko na to na pinakita natin. So, ang nangyari, talagang busy ang mga crew doon. Siyempre, ang daming tao, ang dami nilang pasahero, and then walang tigil ang kainan doon sa barko na yon. So, magsimula sa galley o magsimula sa provisions during embarkation day o turnaround day. So, magsimula ang loading, and then kung paano i-prepare yung pagkain sa galley or kitchen, and then kung paano nila i-serve sa mga guest nila o pasahero nila sa dining room. Kasi maraming different kinds of dining options kasi dito sa barko na to. This malaking barko sa buong mundo, yung Symphony of the Seas. So, ganun ka-busy sa barko. So, ang daming pwedeng mangyari during mealtime, no? Sobrang busy nga. So, salamat sa panonood nyo guys, and sana sa mga hindi pa nakapag-subscribe, pindutin nyo lang yung subscribe button para updated kayo sa mga future uploads natin. So yeah, see you next time. Gabang Clarida Vlogs.